Welcome to the Scientific Investor channel. Today, crypto market bouncing from its last crash. We can see that in 24 hours, Bitcoin managed to come back around $800, so that's around 9%, Ethereum around 9%, XRP around 8%. Now today we'll actually cover recent news and tweets which provide insights and better perspectives towards crypto market and precisely XRP. And as always, along with the fundamentals, we'll also discuss or go through other news articles and technical analysis. The chart analysis. We'll analyze XRP on different time frame, then we'll use some technical indicators, then move on to BTC, and we will discuss through the charts different patterns which are forming on the charts on different time scale. Now prior to that, I would like to make a request. Kindly do support the channel, hit that subscribe button and like the contents I provide on a daily basis. If you guys have any suggestions to improve the content I provide on a regular basis, please do let me know in the comment section below. As this is a new channel, I really need support from you guys. As an XRP community member, that's my request. Now, we'll actually jump into the information. This is from Kevin Cage. It shows that realize. So the information here is, say, governments don't want well-informed, well-educated people capable of critical thinking. That is against their interests. They want obedient workers, people who are just smart enough to run the machines and do the paperwork, and just dumb enough to passively accept it. These are actually quotes which you need to understand when governments are coming out stating that cryptocurrency is a Ponzi scheme. Do think there is something happening in the background. As we discussed in our yesterday's video, we already came to know that European Central Bank is actually working on their central bank digital currency, whereas they are trying not to give that currency, their digital currency, to the general public. Instead, they will use an intermediary. So as far as I'm concerned, I believe that that's going to be XRP, because considering the supply of XRP, it can only act as such an intermediary for all the central banks, considering that Ripple, the company, is working with 50 central banks all around the world. And this one is from XRP Joker. It shows XRP is favored by 85% of traders on Coinbase, and they are holding 85 days, a minimum. So that's kind of an average, right? So, as Coinbase is considered as one of an established and reputable trading exchange, most of them are currently holding their positions in XRP. So that's something to be considered. Now, this is a perspective like, say, don't be fooled by the price. Now, this is from Michael I. Pinky 7. 10% of Swift market share would mean every 30 seconds $50 million. So that's a huge transaction, right? Through Bitstamp, that's at current price, that's not possible. 6,000 sell orders would need to be filled to have XRP in the amount of 50 million. So say at present, what I believe he's trying to point out that, say, currently there are 6,000 sell orders, and if they need to actually fill 50 million in buy orders, then yeah, they need to first cover the sell and then go into the buy, right? Or otherwise there will be an imbalance. Now, I'm not that technically sure about that item, but I think that's the perspective which is trying to be laid out here. Now, if that's the case, then you should think, in order to maintain that $50 million transactions, the value of XRP should be much more, at least, say, $10, $20, $100. We don't know what's coming, but we have to imagine what's coming. As David Schwartz used to say, if XRP is $1, you are not going to buy a house or a BMW or a Jaguar or Bentley or something luxury with it. Whereas if the price of the same asset turns 100 or 1,000, yes, you're going to use the same asset to buy those, right? Now, this is from CID Vicious. Okay, guys, so this is what I'm having a conflict with, A or B. Now, these are two cases here, and this is more or less the similar opinion from another analyst too, who's familiar most of the XRP community members would know him. So before jumping into his part, I'll look at this. So this one is 821 bars and 821 days. So till here. Now this is around 715 days right now. Now if you look at here, what you can see is 715 days is until here. And the first low here showing a kick out of weak hands here, and then a capitulation here is showing B. So we are still not confirmed whether we are here or we are here, because even though the market cycles rhymes itself, it's hard to understand where we are precisely. But looking at a longer time frame, say where we are in the trend, general trend, I think we are in between or there. It's not that important whether you are here or here or here, unless you're trading it in a shorter time frame. If you are, say, an holder ready to wait for next 2 or 3 years, then that doesn't matter, right? This is 6-7 months. That doesn't matter, because the end picture, you will be having enormous profits. Say, end of the day, you'll be holding your positions. You're not losing anything to the big whales, so that doesn't matter. Now this is actually a bit old, say yesterday's, in which it shows fiat leak, and what you guys have to consider here is USD, Turkish lira, and Korean won was actually being pumped at one particular aspect. Euro as well to XRP, so that was actually cool. Now this is an analysis for BTC from the Crypto Mist. Now as per her analysis, she is still really believing that this is gonna break to the upside and the price is gonna visit this particular area, the target around 10,000 or 12,000. So personally, I also think that that's gonna happen, because the price went too much from here and it's correcting itself, and as we know, cryptocurrency corrects itself like this, 60%, 50% correction, not like the traditional market, right? Now this is the second case scenario which I was talking about, and this is from Awake. That's at Mr. Level Up. So it's showing the two scenarios. It's similar to that of what we discussed previously. If we are here, then it's like this. But if we are here, that's 10 days later, we should be like this. But more or less, what I'm confused with is, say, if we are here, then where is this and this? So if it is not in the same scale, we can say that it's here. But if it has to be in this scale, then I believe that we are here. We still have to go up, test the moving average range, then come back down and then bounce to the upside. But no one knows, right? You just have to be prepared and ready for what's coming. Now this is from Barry Silbert. Returns this decade. Now Bitcoin was traveling from $1. Now it's say 90,000. What your returns? If you're investing $1, you would have received 90,000. If you are investing the same in gold, it's only $1.34. So that's the best investment of the decade. It's not 1 year, 2 year. Those who are long in this market, say 5 year, 10 year, 20 years, they're taking out their profit in that manner. Now there's a news from Crypto Ninjas showing crypto exchange CEX.io lists XRP for US customer. So that's better, right? US is a gigantic market, and if it's being open to their customers, I'm not generally stating that there is no users from USA currently trading XRP. They would be trading using another platforms, but this extends the reach of this particular digital asset that will increase a number of buyers or sellers, those who come to trade or invest in this particular asset class. Now this is from MoneyGram. The MoneyGram CEO says Ripple and XRP could truly transform global payments. Now, as we know that, it's already happening, right? It's not like we are going to reach a tipping point. We're actually reaching a tipping point. When central banks like Europe is coming out and stating that we are going to have an intermediary for our central bank digital currency, because we are not going to offer our token directly to the masses. So now we are going into the technical analysis. Say this is XRP on a 12-hour chart. So what we have to understand here is, first, say you look at the MACD, considering this previous low here, what you have to understand is it's low here. and this is a lower low in price but a higher low in MACD. So if you actually connect that, you get something like this. The price is actually moving to the upside, so that's like it's showing a bullish divergence. There is underlying strength there, so the price can actually, if the price is bouncing a bit, then it will have strength to move into the moving average range, say up to 0.3 or 0.31. Then if it retest this area again and move up high, that's gonna be a really positive news. Now this is XRP on a daily, and as you can see that the MACD has crossed to the downside. Yeah, I completely agree with that, but it still has time to move to the upside because it's still in a negative territory, right? So unless it moves to the positive territory, making huge moves is difficult. But if you are in this market when it is negative, as you can see, you can compare all the previous area prior to these pumps. Many time you would have to wait 6 months, 3 months, 10 months, no one knows, right? But if you are entering this market when it is really in negative area, then yeah, you can expect to be in positive even if it's going 10% or 20%, right? But yes, at the end of the day, you are not actually expecting 5-10% in this market, right? Considering the previous growth of XRP in 2017, you are looking at 1,000, 2,000, at least 5,000% gain, right? If you're a holder, you'll be looking for a lot more. Now, this is the weekly chart of XRP, and what I would like to show you guys is that, say we crashed yesterday. Yes, I completely agree with that. But at the same time, what you have to see is we actually wicked off. Say the price actually managed to reach around 0.176, but it came back up and now it's around 0.196. So that's around 7 to 8%. And the move up high is making that wick. And now, as you can see, previously we have actually wicked at this particular area. That's the trend line. Say there was a resistance previously, now acting as a support. So in this particular area, we can see that the price is actually bouncing off. Now, what we have to be checking if you are a short-term trader is that if the price is bouncing to the upside and if it managed to break above this trend line, then you should be a buyer here, either a breakout or a retest. Now, there are chances, the potential it will go like this and come back and trade within the range. You should expect that too. So that's why once you get the confirmation of a breakout or a retest, that should be a good area to buy. Now, that's my personal opinion. It's not a financial advice. Based on charts, as I analyze the chart using these indicators, I feel so. Because, most of the time when people say that there is a lot of death cross coming, what I personally think is, no, it's not in that way. Because at least for XRP from last some time, say 2-3 months or 6-8 months, you can go into the charts yourself and say this, we got a lot of golden crosses here, right? And as we were getting these golden crosses, we were actually expecting the price to go much higher. Say we got some positive crosses here, still no, we didn't make much highs, right? We are still trading lower lows. See the high here, lower high, lower high. So the high is lower and the low is even lower. So that's lower low, lower low, and again lower low and lower low. So yeah, that rhymes itself while we talk that. But what we are waiting currently is getting back about this area, because currently we have a resistance here. The price is bouncing from here. So what we have to check is if the price come to this area and retest this area, then go back down, that's negative. While analyzing the charts, you should not only consider the positive areas, whereas you should also consider the negative cases. You should be prepared, right? If you're trading this market on a shorter time frame, you should be really prepared for taking losses. I mean, you should be keeping your stop losses in place so that you're not taking huge loss. But if you're a holder, short-term price fluctuation are not gonna hurt you that much, right? Because I'm a long-term investor in this particular asset class, I'll be waiting for at least, say, another 2 years or 5 years. I've already been waiting here from last 3 years. But yeah, I actually missed some of the gains during 2017 bull run. I was there, but yeah, as a newbie, I didn't manage to hold my position. Instead, I was taking 10-20% profit a day. Yeah, that was not bad. Taking profit never makes someone poor, but I actually missed the gigantic gains because I didn't know what the market was doing and how to trade. Now, This is a 4-hour chart of XRP, and as you can see that the MACD is bouncing to the upside, and it already managed to cross above the slower time frame. Now the price is actually bouncing, and you can see that the 20-day moving average is currently acting as a resistance in a 4-hour chart. So if we need to see further gains, then you should be waiting for a breakout here. And yes, the breakout can happen either in a slow motion after a consolidation, or it can just bounce up, then retest and consolidate at that area. You should be ready for both. But as you know, as we talk in most of our videos, if you are a holder in XRP, then that doesn't matter. If your position, say the average is above the current price, then you can buy at these price levels and reduce your average. So that's, say if you're using dollar, then that's a dollar cost averaging, right, your position. So that give you better returns. Say now if your average is around 0.4, you still have time to average it down, right? So that's actually a positive scenario. You should be actually ready for that. Now we'll actually move on to XRP BTC. Now this was XRP USD. Now we'll actually look at XRP BTC, because I would like to highlight that, say if you are looking at XRP BTC on a daily, zooming out and checking what was happening from 2014, 15, 17, 18, 19, and we are now near to 2020. So you have a lot of previous cycles to compare, analyze what was happening and what was the technical indicators showcasing at that particular moment. So now whenever the price is actually moving to the downside, you can see that the moving averages are kind of moving parallel. Yeah, it's not that accurate, but we can just assume that it's moving parallel. As you can see here, if I zoom in, you can see that. But when the price is consolidating, the moving averages actually kind of get together. It started boxing each other, flirting each other, and then slowly crossed to the upside, meaning these smaller time frame moving averages like 20 will be crossing 50, say 50 will be crossing 100. So like it's the opposite, right? So it's actually indicating that the market has underlying strength. Buyers are already in, the smart money is already in, they're waiting for a pump. Now the price just pumped. Now again, a downtrend. You can see the prices converge. It didn't manage to go to the upside. It still moved to the downside. But when it was nearing to the end, you can see the moving averages converging and crossing to the upside and retesting that area and bouncing off. So if you look at the same for XRP USD or Ether USD, you can actually see kind of a same trend. So that's why we are looking at another 3. Say this was 1, then 2. Now hopefully this is 3, because as you can see, we had kind of parallel moving averages here. Say at the top it was 200-day, then 100, 50 and 20. 20 was at the bottom, right? But at present, if you look at the chart, 20 is not at the bottom, right? Yeah, in this particular aspect it is. But what I'm saying is, we went to the bottom, we crossed to the upside. Now the 20-day moving average and the 50-day moving average itself is actually retesting that area. And if the moving averages are to make a U-turn, a slow rounded bottom, then that's indicating that the price is going to go higher. Because if I want to show you that, say the price is actually moving to the upside, say we will use the MACD as an indicator, this one, we got this here. Now the price has actually stayed more or less here, and the MACD is still at that area, so it's not showing much of a divergence, at least in my eyes, in a daily. But when you move into a 4-hour chart, what you can see is a negative area, right, in the MACD. But when you analyze the same thing, staying in a weekly or a daily chart, that's a zoomed out view, you get much clearer picture where you are in the market cycle. So say we are somewhere here in the market cycle, or here in the market cycle, or here in the market cycle. Now when I state that, there will be confusion. Why? So what I want to state is, say we had a long correction from the previous top, right? So it's more or less similar to that of 2015. We had a bounce off, the blow off at the top, then we slowly corrected to the downside, we reached the bottom somewhere here. And what you have to think is, previously we hit the low first, then consolidate a bit, say 6 months, 7 months, and then go to the upside. Whereas in this particular case, we reached the low and lower low, making all-time low before the bull run. So that's why I was actually looking at this in that particular aspect. But if that is to happen, we should be putting in new lows. So that's actually negative, right? Now we'll actually jump directly into BTC to USD, and we'll use the same indicators. And I won't take much of a time stating the previous things. Say we actually analyze the same previously, putting this long-term trend channel. We know that the price is moving in this particular area. It's kind of showing a double bottom as of now. So now what you have to think is, as we are getting up, sorry, that's my mistake, I'll just use the marker. So say we are getting a rounded bottom here and it's showing a double bottom. So the double bottom actually coincides with the support of this particular channel. So if you are aiming this market in a shorter time frame, you should be aiming around 8,300 or so. But similar to that of XRP, what you have to think is, for BTC, it already managed to break above the 20-day moving average on a daily. So that's actually a bullish sign. Now the next one will be, next resistance area should be more or less around 8,000 or 7,800 to 8,000, which will act as a resistance. One previous support, the reason one is previously was a support area, and now the moving average, 50-day moving average, is closing into that area. Now if you zoom out and look at a weekly chart, you can still see that the price is above the 100-day moving average. And what you have to see is 50-day moving average just cross 100-day moving average to the upside. So at least for my eyes, that's actually a positive news. And if you are looking to trade this market, you should be a buyer here, because if you didn't manage to buy at 6,600, or if you are already bought in around 3,000, then yeah, that's good for you, right? You should be waiting, or you should have taken your profit somewhere at about 10,000, now buying or reaccumulating the same asset class around this new lows and waiting for an upward push. So now we'll just look at BTC in an hourly chart, and we can see that the price is actually moving above all the moving averages. See, this is hourly chart, and we can see that the price has actually managed to break above the moving average. Now the overhead resistance will be the upper trend line resistance of this channel, or the pattern which it has been following from last 4-5 months. Now what you have to see is the price managed to go to the upside. We agree that, but the MACD is actually showing a blow off. So maybe it can take a breather prior to having a next upside momentum, but that's 1 hour. Now in 4-hour chart, you can still see that the MACD is in the negative area, and it still has a lot of room to pump to the upside. So you should be prepared. Like if this is to happen, say if we measure this particular move here, we can see that the price just bounced to 40%, say in 4-hour bars. So that's 16, 21 day or 2-day max. We'll actually take that precisely. Say we started our move from here, we took it till here. So that's 8 bars, so 1.5 day. 7 bars, 1.5 day. So this is cryptocurrency, say on a weekly, just XRP and Tether is showing on a green for top 10 cryptocurrencies, whereas for last 24 hours, most of the top 10 are in green. In last 1 hour, it's still showing an upside momentum. That is actually a positive news. Now this is XRP on USD, and we'll actually just check the hourly chart and check what's happening after that. Yeah, we discussed till this red bar, now it's showing this. So if this is a bullish flag, say we got a flag here, we made a flag, now we broke to the upside, now we are making a gain. So if we are to move to the upside, then that is actually a positive news, because the upside target should be 0.22. Then it may consolidate a bit there and then move to the upside. So when we state that, what you have to understand is the previous situation when this happened was here around 2017, say April. The market was showing similar trend, similar pattern. So you have to actually consider both of them. In yesterday's video, we have actually detailed everything related to the same pattern. So if you want to get to know more about that, please do watch yesterday's video. Now that's all for today, and again I would like to request you guys, if you like the content I provide on a daily basis, please do support the channel, hit the subscribe button, like the contents. I'll meet you guys on the next one. Bye for now.